What's good, y'all? My bad. We was reading something that was funny. But what's good, Smooth Family? How everybody doing? Y'all doing good on this cold, beautiful Sunday?
It's a little chilly here.
Yeah, it's chilly here.
Feel good to me, but I'm just saying,
For me, I don't like it.
him, it's a different
Yeah.
story with him.
You got two sets of different story. What's up, Kitty? How you feeling? We're gonna wait a little bit before we, get started and stuff like that. If you're new here, say what's up. All them, those good things. Before we jump into it, we appreciate y'all coming through. Spending time with us for a little bit. You could be doing anything else, but you're here. I hope everybody doing good. Everybody mentally doing great. No, that if not, hopefully it gets better. Okay, so it's somewhat warm here. Yeah, you
It's
in
always warm there.
yeah, you in Arizona, so it's warm where you at. Gino, what's good, bro? How you doing? We finna jump into it. What's good, Smooth Family? It's your boy Be Smooth. You can't be smooth, then you gotta move. And this Smooth Talk. Today's topic, we're gonna be talking about suffering in silence. I know this might hit home for some people and all that, but we gotta talk about it because it does happen. Every single one of us go through it. A lot of us are still going through it to this day. And what's up, anybody that just popped in? We talking about, suffering in silence. So, what does it mean to suffer in silence? Suffering in silence means enduring pain, hardship, or emotional struggle without telling anyone or asking for help. It's when a person hides what they're going through, excuse me, whether it's physical pain, sadness, stress, or trauma, and tries to handle it alone. And here's some key points about it. Emotional side. People may stay quiet because they feel ashamed, fear, begin being judged, um, or don't want to burden others. Then you got the social side. Society often tells people to stay strong or keep it together, which makes them think showing pain is a weakness. And you got the psychological cost. Bottling up emotions can lead to anxiety, depression, or burnout over time. The healing truth about it is opening it up, even just a little, can be freeing and lead to support, understanding, and healing. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? A lot of stuff has been taught. How we've been taught for years to, like, you got to be strong, especially with men. Men have been taught, you don't cry, you don't cry, you don't cry. You're supposed to be tough. You shouldn't let no man see you cry. You shouldn't let nobody else see you cry. And so whatever I'm dealing with, then it gets put on the back burner, and I never really deal with it because I have been taught one way, and that's a problem because now men have all this stuff on the inside, and we never got a chance to release it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just cry. We cry and be heartbroken. And that's one thing about that. It's one reason about that, especially when a man go through, some men when they go through relationships, to deal with that, because we've been taught not to even talk about it, just deal with it. We'll jump from woman to woman to woman, and we never deal with the problem from the first one.
Mm.
So now I got all this stuff running through my head. I'm dealing with all this stuff that I'm going through, and no one is trying to help me release it. Until you run across somebody that really would.
And when you do come across somebody that is trying to help you, it's going to be unfamiliar to you because you're not used to it. And you may, what we call self sabotage. You might push them away, or you don't want the help because you never had anybody in life that is willing to stick by you and all that. Which you got to be careful who you know open up to and share things with, because that can go left. And you know, everybody is going through something at the end of the day. And I would advise you, you know, one, praying, two, journaling, three, ain't nothing wrong with going to a therapist. I don't know why people be feeling like that's a bad thing to do when it's not. And if you have somebody you trust that you can talk to, by all means, talk to them. By the way, if anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome. You just gotta let us know. We'll send you the link. Come in, speak on this too. So yeah, just let us know and we'll send you the link. So the question I have for everybody is, how much of your silence is protection and how much of it is fear? That's a deep question right there.
A lot of it is for protection. If you don't want to get hurt, if you don't want to feel this way
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Again, you don't want none of the kind of stuff to really pop off that way.
Yeah. I would say for me, it's a good chunk of it that is protection, not only for, you know, myself, but also, you know, the people around me and stuff like that. It may be some things I don't express to other people just because I'm trying to protect them, depending on what it is, because it can be a good thing to keep it from them, but sometimes it can be a bad thing. It just depends on what it is. So it is very contradicting to say that, and I hate that it's like that, but that's how it is, you know. And it's a bunch of stuff, like, mind you, me and my dad and, you know, my mom, we very close, and I talk to them about a bunch of stuff, but it's a bunch of things that I don't either talk to him about or to my mom, but I might talk to, you know, one of my brothers or somebody else. And it's the same thing with him. It's, you know, it's some things he might not talk to me about that I don't know, but he'll talk to, you know, one of my uncles or whoever. You know, everybody that, you know, those people in their life that they go to. Kitty says 75% protection, 25% fear. I feel you on that. You know, and that's why I ask these questions, just to get y'all, you know, engaged, but also, you know, to pick your brain a little bit if you feel comfortable sharing. If you don't, it's perfectly fine. You know, I want everybody to feel comfortable with sharing what they want to share. But another reason why I would like you to share, because you never know who's going through the same thing that you're going through. That could, you know, could possibly help. So that's why I advise it. So another question I have for y'all is, what pain or struggle do you keep to yourself and why? We getting deep this episode.
Man, some of it be, in some cases, some could be childhood trauma that they dealt with. Some could be, and like in a lot of cases, when kids get molested at a young age. A lot of kids that are grown now is still dealing with that. And it's a sad sight because they never had a chance to release that. And when they ask for help, a lot of times either the parents or guardians that have them, they will push to the side and be like, "Oh no, this ain't what they did. They ain't doing this kind of stuff." But come to find out, a lot of times it was protect the child, protect not the child, but to protect that sister or brother that done it.
Which is crazy.
And that's crazy. And it's sad to say, and I know ain't nobody gonna like to hear this, but mamas was wrong back in the day. Daddies was wrong back in the day for protecting their child from touching their sister, brother, or whoever came to the house.
And stuff like that, it still goes on to this day. That's why we speak about it. You know, bring more awareness to it and stuff like that. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about that, but it is a real thing that still goes on to this day. It breaks the heart that it does happen. I wish it never did happen, but yeah. For me, I would say part of it got to deal with like sickle cell and stuff like that. And me and you had conversations about it. There'd be times where I would like go to the hospital or I'd be hurt and I wouldn't say nothing and stuff like that. Which, I'm getting more into talking about it more, but letting people know like, hey, I'm hurt and stuff like that. Because one, I'm getting older, I ain't getting younger. So I have to make sure I take care of my body and stuff like that. And it's a slow process. It's not gonna be easy. Like I'm very open with talking about suicide. It be times where, the mask and smile and all this stuff and act like I'm okay, but then it's like you're not really okay. You hurt for real. So that I would say that's like one of them for me. Katie said definitely childhood trauma and also deaths of people I love. That too.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah. There's a couple people lost in my life and stuff like that still get to me to this day. Whether it's recent or whether it's like years ago, but it still gets to you. It's not something you'll be able to heal quickly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, healing doesn't have no time period.
Just like grieving over somebody.
Yeah, if people stop trying to rush somebody, healing process, because that's not how it works.
Nope.
But a key point I want to bring up, when he was, talking about kids and stuff like that, is create a safe space for your kids to open up to you and teach them how to open up. And also, it's okay to admit that you don't know how to open up, but you learned to do it, which a lot of parents, especially around my age, have to get accustomed, and older generation too, have to get used to just being straight up, letting them like, hey, I wasn't taught this growing up, but I'm willing to learn with you and teach you, and learn myself how to open up because I wasn't taught that. And you never know, some kids might know how to do it and you don't. There's been cases of that. So don't be quick to, shut down whatever your kids have to say to you and stuff like that. Be open to it. That's how you build a stronger bond. What's your thoughts?
And you have to, especially parents, y'all have to make a safe space for your children.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what someone says. Because I'm like, if somebody did something to my child as they were growing up, I have always said, if they say something like, if you tell it, I'm gonna hurt you or something like that, I said they're gonna have to hurt all of us.
Right.
Don't hold nothing back. Don't hold it in, because that kind of mess right there needs to be stopped.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't. It doesn't matter to them until it affects them, like I got on my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Until it start affecting them, then that's when they want to talk and tell everybody and say, somebody need to say something. Somebody should have said something. But when you knew stuff like that was going on, you didn't say nothing. But now at home, you want everybody to talk.
Mm-hmm. Don't be a hypocrite.
No.
A key point that I gotta bring up is, don't let anyone make you feel like opening up is a sign of weakness. But just be careful who you open up to, because not everyone deserves to see you when you at your highest and your lowest. Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody deserves to see you when you at your highest, when you at your lowest. Because a lot of people will try to use that against you.
They sure would.
But anybody that's new here, welcome to the Smooth Talk Podcast. I'm your host, B Smooth. It's my co-host, Papa Smooth and all that. And we talking about suffering in silence. And we appreciate y'all coming through. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, comment if you're here. If you're on Facebook, like, follow and all that sort of stuff. Share it with your friends and, comment, say hello. But we appreciate y'all coming through though.
Always, because y'all can be doing anything, but y'all decide to hang out with little old us, as my mom would say.
So here's a question for y'all. Do you believe that sharing your pain makes you look weak?
Mm-mm. No, sharing your pain never make you look weak. Sharing your pain helps you to get that mess out of you and to help you to grow and become stronger in that area or certain areas of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty said, I don't have children, but I try to be a safe space to my friends that I love and care for. I let them know they can be vulnerable with me and they are very strong for letting their emotions out. And see, we need more people like that in this world. We need more people like that in this world because it's a lot of people that won't talk to their parents, but they'll talk to a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of parents have made that door and shut that door with their kids. That's why they go talk to somebody else. Because a lot of time, if a kid do tell you something, oh, you need to quit lying. Oh, that ain't true. You need to stop all that mess. Oh, look what you're saying. That ain't what it is. You just trying to be seen. You want some attention. Instead of just sitting down just to the kid.
Or
Because the child could be telling the truth.
or they pull that. I hate hearing this from the older generation. Are you too young to be stressed out and all that? Bro, you don't know what somebody going through. Harmony said, I'm unlearning that mindset of sharing and showing emotions weakness.
It's not a weakness.
Yeah, it's not a weakness. Appreciate you coming through. It's not a weakness. And the only reason I ask that question is because it's some people that do feel like it is a weakness. So that's why, I ask these questions. There's some people that's gonna like a no-brainer, like, nah, it's not a weakness, but you never know. It's a lot of people that's going through something, they may feel like that is a weakness. So that's why
I'm dealing with so much stuff. You think I'm finna worry about this a weakness?
Right. Okay. You
And you got to be crazy.
I gotta let this out. Kitty said, I just have to be very comfortable with that person. True. When I know I can trust you, I'm more willing to open up to you. Yeah. Once you gotta have people in your life that you trust, that you can open up to. And like you said before, if you don't go to your parents or your siblings, you can go to your friends or you can go to a therapist or whoever and stuff like that. Everybody has specific people in their life that they talk about certain things to, which is okay. And if you're not that friend that they don't come to for everything or stuff like that, don't get in your feelings about it, bro. It's not that they don't like you. It's not that they don't trust you. They just probably don't know how to come to you, or and somebody else might know how to handle it better or whatever. Just don't take that to heart. You know what I'm saying? Now, how has staying silent affected you mentally and emotionally?
Emotionally, it make you sad. Mentally, it feel like nobody cares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what it'll make you feel like. Nobody cares. Ain't nobody thinking about what I'm dealing with. Ain't nobody thinking about how I feel, and it really rips you apart in your mind. And if you're not careful, it can make you a cold-hearted person.
Mm-hmm. It'll tear you up. I've been in that headspace before, though, where you be sad and you feel like you don't like care for you, and then you have that sense of, depending on whatever it is, you have that sense of like you will express how you feel to somebody, but you still feel alone, which is wild, and I hate that. A lot of us go through it. You could be going through the same thing that somebody else is going through, and you speak about it, but you still kind of feel alone. And it sucks because like these people genuinely care and trying to help you, but it takes a while for your mind to like really grasp and hold on to that.
Donna said it was very difficult growing up in my family, especially being the only girl and youngest of 4 older brothers. I was always afraid of disappointing them.
Yeah. it be like that. You know, you don't want to disappoint your family and stuff like that. As a kid, it is hard to grasp that. And then the older you get, you start to build a mindset of like you don't worry about if you disappoint them because a lot of us have to accept and come to peace with you going to disappoint your family, whether you like it or not. Your friends, your family, whoever, you're going to disappoint them.
You're gonna disappoint them because you're doing something that they don't even they don't even grasp that you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna disappoint them. Oh, I thought you were better than that. Because I decided to do better for myself. You thought I was better than that? Because I decided not to be on the street running around, hanging out here in all these clubs and stuff. So you're mad at me because I decided not to do those things that you do.
And even if you did do some wild stuff in your life, they act like they never did anything when they was your age or whatever. Like they never messed up.
Well, they probably did some stuff back then.
Like I get tired of people that do stuff, you know, be talking like they never did anything. Like they just the same thing. Never did nothing wrong.
What?
Like I hate hearing that because it's like, bro, you human just like I am. You messed up in your life. You messed up before. The only way you never mess up, you gotta be God Himself to be able to not mess up in any way, shape, or form. Which ain't none of us are. So yeah. He said mentally when I'm closed up, I become depressed. Emotionally, I feel like I'm a burden or doing too much. So I stay quiet. Feel you on that. Nobody wants to feel like a burden.
Don't nobody want to be stressed out or depressed. But we do. And a lot of times people get like that. They don't know how to come out of it. So they be in that stage for years. Years.
And when you come across people that genuinely love you, care about you, and want to help you, cherish them and hold them close, keep them close to you. You know, you got some people, you know, even when you try to push them away, they'll still stick around. They're the ones you need to keep by you. Then you got the ones who just end up, you know, just leaving after you don't push them away, which either one is it's okay, it's fine. You know, there's other people out here who gonna love you and care about you. So yeah.
And then you have to look at what's next for you. Are you more of a people pleaser? Or you trying to be better for yourself and please yourself? You get into the people pleasing thing, boy, that's a whole nother realm you really don't want to go down. A road you really don't want to go down.
Yeah. A key point I gotta bring up is fear of judgment. Silence often comes from fear. Fear of being misunderstood, rejected, or seen as weak. There's a lot of people going through that. Especially, which this is gonna be another key point that I'm going to tie this into when it comes to social media, which is cultural and social pressure. Society often rewards strength and discourages vulnerability, causing people to suppress their struggles. And we see it on social media, like everybody
all the time.
People want you to act a certain way and do this. And I'm like, bro, I'm not here to please you or whatever. Like, that's why when I get on social media, I be myself regardless. You're gonna have people that like it, you're gonna have people that don't like it. That's just the world we live in. I'm not here to be loved and liked by everybody. You know, I show the good, the bad, the ugly. You see me when I cry. You see me at my highest moments. I don't show everything, but you know, I keep it real with you because one thing we always tell people is it don't matter what you're doing, good, bad, healthy, sick, dead or alive. People still gonna talk about you. That's just how it is. You have to come to peace with that.
Social media has created a fantasy world for a lot of people. They're gonna get in here and get on this fantasy world tip with the social media stuff. And then once they get off social media, they're still stuck in that fantasy world. So they never come out of it. It's still there. And now they have took on a character that they never cut off when they got off. They're still in that character. So they carry on with that character. So they can be on there just being ruthless and so disrespectful. But then when you see them in person, they're really not like that. But it's a character that they play on social media. But now it has carried over and carried on. And now they can't get out of it because they took on that side of that character because it brings them views, it brings them clicks, it brings them money, it brings them different things. And now that's what they're stuck in.
I've seen a lot of people lose themselves doing stuff like that. And mind you, just because, even when it comes to social media, you see a lot of people that be acting like they perfectly fine or whatever and stuff like that. But behind closed doors, they suffering.
No, yeah.
They basically going through hell and stuff like that. And you have to be careful, That's another reason when it comes to social media, I could easily, if I really wanted to, I could easily do what everybody doing and do all this crazy stuff and easily.
Because it's easy.
It's really easy, but when you being yourself and you being positive and doing things differently and not going based off society and stuff like that, it's not going to get the traction like it needs right then and there. It's going to take some time. You got to keep at it, but don't lose yourself and then be hurt. You hurt yourself in the long run. You suffering in silence because you want to please the world. Because you want validation and stuff like that. The world don't make me. I don't need validation from nobody.
Nope.
As long as you love yourself and who you are inside and out, can't nobody stop you. As long as you deal with things you need to deal with in the right way. And even if you don't know how to deal with it, there's nothing wrong with expressing that and speaking up, asking for help.
Yeah. Kitty said, I'm not a people pleaser, but I don't like to bring people unnecessary emotions or bring their vibe down by telling them that I'm hurting inside.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of us that don't want to technically bring the energy down and make everybody feel a certain way and stuff like that. We all do it. We human. So it happens. We don't never want to do that, but when you have people that care about you and love you, it's not going to bother them. If anything, they're going to appreciate you for letting them know because they see that you're hurting. And they just want to help. They want to see you at your best.
Of course.
So, a question I got is, do you feel safer hiding your pain than being honest about it? In some cases, it can be like that. You feel safe.
A lot of times we feel safe hiding it. We feel safe hiding our pain and what we're dealing with. We just feel safe. If I protect it and keep it in, can't nobody hurt me. Can't nobody say this to me. Can't nobody take this away from me.
Hold it against you.
Yeah, they'll hold it against me.
Which everybody deal with it, but you see it mainly in men.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk about stuff, whatever the case may be, it's like it still get held over our heads. And it's like everything we do, no matter what we say, how we move, it's like just alone our existence is wrong, if that makes sense. Like almost everything we do is wrong, which I hate that. I hate that for us. Because like, bro, we just doing our best out here.
I smile and laugh through a lot of pain. My real friends know when something is wrong with me. Yeah, your real friends will always pick that up. Especially if they don't been around you for so long, or they can pick it up. They can pick it up when you're faking, and they can pick it up when you're real.
Yeah. They for sure can pick that up. Because they'll know you so well that you won't be able to hide it past them. So, another question I got for y'all is, what do you need most when suffering? Comfort, understanding, or just someone to listen? Or all three?
All three. Need all of them.
All three.
Need the comfort to kind of settle you down, bring your emotions down. You need someone to talk to get all that mess out of you, and so you can let it go. What was the other?
And someone to just listen.
Yeah, you need that person, that ear. You always need that ear. Someone who gonna listen more than they say something, more than they interject their opinions. Sometimes people just want to talk just to get it out.
Mm-hmm. I had to learn, you know, sometimes when somebody open up to me, that's why sometimes I don't really respond because one, I'm processing everything you're saying, and you know, there's some cases where you just want to get that out. Now, I have no problem with giving motivation and all this other stuff and giving my input on it, but sometimes I had to learn how to just basically just be quiet and just let them get that out and just let it be that. You know, which is not, it's not easy to do that sometimes. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the best at it because I'm not. Um, but it is a learning process when it comes to that. Because some people just want to get that out and vent.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty said, "I hate that women weaponize men's vulnerability because if the shoe was on the other foot, the women would have a heart attack. If men do the same thing, then it, it's crazy, but you ain't lying about that." You really ain't lying about that. It's sad that that does happen, though, and I wish it wasn't a thing that goes on, but it happens.
One thing about like the enemy, whoever the enemy or the devil, that you got enemies. One thing about that, they love isolation. They love keeping it right there. They love it.
Misery loves company. Katie said, "I want both someone who listens and also can try to help me through it if they can, of course." Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with letting somebody know, like, "Hey, I don't know how to help you right now. I'll try. You know, I'm here with you, but I don't know. I don't got the answer." Which a lot of people that pride and that ego get in the way sometimes of some people. But shoot, I can real with you. If I don't know, I tell you I don't know, but I'm here. But when you said something about isolation, that tied me into the point right here is emotional isolation. Keeping pain inside can lead to loneliness, depression, and a feeling that no one understands, which is true. Especially when you be isolated for so long. Like, ain't nothing wrong with knowing how to be by yourself and stuff like that, but you got to be careful depending on what it is because that can really send you down a real dark path that you don't want to go down. Because you feel loneliness, you feel the depression and all that, and you start to feel like nobody understands you. When it really is people out here who do understand you, or they trying to, if you allow them.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, being honest with a lot of stuff, it helps to break that silence of suffering in silence. It helps to break that. You because you got to be honest with yourself. Everybody got something going on in their life. If you ever talk to a person, they say, "Well, I ain't got nothing going on in my life." I'm very weary of a person like that because everybody got something going on in their life.
You telling me you just live a perfect life and nothing happens?
Where's your book at? Because I would love to read it. You should be a trillionaire right now.
Yeah, you don't have no type of stress or anything going on.
Something going on. Something always going on in people's lives. Not saying bad stuff like that, but it's always something.
Right. So
if you ain't got nothing going on in your life, man, I can talk to you.
Right. So this other point is health consequences. Bottled up emotions can manifest as stress, anxiety, or even physical illness. Which we seeing that go on now.
Right.
And people have some type of mental illness going on, or it gets to the point where it's physical pain. Whether they ended up hurting themselves or God knows what. You never know. Now you got some people who try to cope, whether it be, drugs, alcohol, or something worse than that.
Yep.
And everybody operates different. We ain't here to judge nobody or nothing like that. What you do is what you do, but also, there's better ways, and we wants you to get the help. You know, the first step to it is admitting that, something is going on. And you don't want to cry for help. You just want somebody to be there with you. And, like the suffering and silence and stuff like that. Even when it comes to like health conditions and things like that. For example, me, I deal with sickle cell. So I can't do nothing about, that stuck with me for the rest of my life until they come up with a cure for it. But should it be times where I have pain, if not every other day, it'd be every day, or it'd be long stretches where I don't have pain. It just depends. But that stuff like that can like get to me. I try not to let it, just because one, how far I came, to that's just not something I want for myself. But I'm human. I have my days. I get frustrated. I get angry. I cry and all this stuff. But I still try to talk to somebody and deal with it the best way I can, because it's not easy dealing with any type of health condition, depending, whatever it is you deal with. So, let somebody know. Nothing wrong with that. Let somebody know what you're going through that you trust.
Yeah, that's trust.
Yeah.
Kitty said, I don't reach out. That's my problem. Usually my close friends reach out to me if they see any difference in me.
Mm-hmm.
And you will show signs, because if you used to call and talking to somebody every day, you start to black off. You don't call like that. And then sometimes you make the excuse, well, I'm just trying to be a little bit better. I'm not trying to waste your time or nothing like that. So you'll start making excuses why you don't do it no more.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I get stressed out. I overthink every situation. I don't laugh as deeply. My smile is not as bright.
Yeah, a lot of us overthink sometimes. And,
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's difficult to try to get out that mindset. It's not easy. I don't expect nobody to get over that like immediately. And it's good to have people like reassure that and stuff like that. But also, as long as you're working towards getting over that, it's the best thing. Put it back over quick. The one that Harmony put. She said same way as Kitty. Yeah. See, this is why we encourage y'all to, share your comments. You never know who could possibly help. So, a question for y'all is: how can we recognize when someone close to us is silently hurting? I go first. You'll notice a shift, change.
Yep.
You'll notice like probably a certain pattern, or their body language, or certain things they saying or doing. You don't notice a change. Now, in some cases where you may not notice because they know how to hide it better than other people, so you still gotta be wary of that and check on them, because there's people out here I've seen and know personally that was even myself smiling and doing all this other stuff behind closed doors, suffering. So you got to be careful with that. Check on your people, or some cases they pick up like a bad habit that they never did before.
These four walls, as they call it inside of a house, can be a beast. It can be a beast. I don't care how big your house is or how small your house is. Your house is four, divided into four. You got point here, point here. You got a point here, line, point here, line. That's four corners, as they say, which they say the four walls. And it can be rough inside that house by yourself, dealing with a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It can be rough in there, because after a while, walls start talking, meaning the devil will start playing with your mind. Your mentality will start playing. You'll start acting out a certain role in your head.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do this way, then this is the reaction I'm gonna get. Or if I do it this way, I might get this reaction. But if I don't do it this way, I might not get nothing.
Mm-hmm. And you have to be careful, which we talked about this in previous episode. You have to be careful how you speak about yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
That can take a toll on you if you just talking bad about yourself, saying you ain't never gonna amount to anything, and you just this, that, third, you're gonna start believing it. So you have to be careful how how you speak about yourself, and tell yourself every day, you will make it. I'm proud of myself. I'm doing great things and stuff like that. So
Yep.
yeah.
I see it in the slight face changes. Even when they are masking, I can see this subtle changes.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it. You hang around people, you can see it. A lot of times they have routines. You can see it. Even when they change the routine, you still can see
You
it.
still see it. So another question I got is, what can society do to make it easier for people to speak up about their pain?
Society, they will have to really talk about stuff like this and deal with it. But society really don't want that.
See people come together.
Society want to keep people divided. Like I say when I be online, we come together to commune together, not divide each other. But that's the way society has been built, is to keep a division between people, between races, between men and women, between men, women, and their children,
Yeah. The way society is,
between the family.
they don't want to see the world come together and be healed together and stuff like that. They want people to still be depressed and all this other stuff, so they can put you on medications and a whole bunch of other stuff because it keeps them in business.
Yep.
Everything is a money game, which a lot of people in society they don't care. They just doing it for the money. But like you said, people, and there's people that do speak up about it. There's more people that's doing pretty much how we doing right now, talking about it and stuff like that because it's needed. Bring more awareness to it, create groups. Y'all come together and speak about it. So I feel like society should do that more often.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you come up with like programs or dealing with your community and stuff like that, it's gonna take time. You gotta take small steps, but it can happen. It is possible. But Katie said society doesn't want emotions or togetherness. They want robots and worker bees. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
literally, that's all. But
And we see it. We see it. If you don't see what's going on in this world right now, you ain't gonna never see it.
And like I said, when it comes to even dealing with your community and stuff like that, when you create programs and stuff like that to happen, you start to get a whole different people coming in. You get kids, teenagers, young men and women, and adults, and even the older generation. Like I said, it's gonna take time. It's not gonna be easy. Trust me, it's not gonna be easy. But once you start to get the ball rolling and keep doing it and keep going, and more people will come in and they support, your movement and stuff like that, and they see that you're trying to help and make a change because it's needed. It's a lot of us that suffer in silence.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people dealing with that. So, key point, I gotta bring up is strength misunderstood. Enduring silently is often seen as strength, but true strength is the courage to open up, which is true. That's where the real strength comes in when you're able to open up and talk to somebody about it. That's when the real strength comes in.
Yep.
Because dealing with it by yourself, that's not it. Hey, what's up, Morgan? Well, like dealing with something by yourself in silence, like you can be strong dealing with that, but it's hard to keep that up.
Very.
It's hard trying to keep that up, keep that going. And I love to say this, just in case kids be watching and stuff like that. Superman even needed help. Spider-Man even needed help. Like everybody need help in some way, shape, or form. Or if you watch anime and stuff like that, Goku needed help and stuff like that. Everybody needs help in some way, shape, or form. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, we all need help. You know, everybody can be strong doing stuff by themselves. We know that. But at the same time, it's good to have people in your corner that can be there with you.
Always.
Thick and thin. It's always good to have people like that in your corner. When you have people like that, like I said before, hold on to them tight, cherish them. You know, the same way they be there for you, try to be there for them the best way you can. And if you can't, you know, let that be known. I guess things happen. Sometimes you're not able to do it right then. But as long as you let them know, man, hey, can't nothing stop y'all then.
Mhm.
So this other key point I gotta bring up is healing through expression. Speaking about pain, whether through words, writing, or art, begins the process of healing. Which is true. A lot of y'all know that I dance and write books and do photo shoots and all this other stuff. You know, sometimes I'm doing it just because I love doing it, but sometimes I tell a story. I'm releasing whatever I got going on through my art, or through speaking to somebody, through writing, whatever it is. Whether you rap, you dance, you sing, you write poetry, whatever it is you do that's artistic, creative, do it. Or even just simply having a conversation with somebody like, hey man, I need to get this, or hey sis, I need to get this off my chest or whatever.
Yep.
It's good to do that. Yeah, we all know, we all guilty of not want to be like, hey, I ain't trying to bother you, nothing like that. But it's like, bro, when you got real friends and real family that care about you, that ain't gonna bother them.
At all.
Morgan said life is different. Definitely not meant to be alone. Yeah, it's not. It's not meant to be alone. It's not. You gotta have people in your corner.
People are good to have in your corner. People are good that you have somebody to come talk to. People. I mean, it's hard to find some real true friends of today, but I got friends that I've been friends with since school.
Mm-hmm.
We might have disagreed, might fuss every now and then, every blue moon, but we always been like this in school, and to this very day, still like that. Now you're trying to find some real good friends today. It's like looking, as they say, like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Man, what?
Because the way people do now, they'll become, some of them become your friends and set you up.
Mm-hmm. So the ones you already got now, hold on to them. Ain't nothing wrong with making new friends, but for the love of God, please be careful.
Yeah, that's one of my outlets right there.
Music, yeah, for sure.
Music is my outlet. Being able to listen to music, I love has helped me through so much.
Yeah.
Music is one of my outlets. When I'm at work and I may be thinking of something, I put music on. I have my headphones on, and because I detail, so I'm working on the car, dealing with the car. I got my music playing, and I ain't too much worried about all this other stuff that's going on. One key thing that my mama have always said, and this is a true statement, it's a true fact. And I asked my mom, I said, what is the key of living? And she said, what you talking about? I said, what is the key of living? Like you living right now. She said, put trust in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, here's the main key. Don't worry about stuff you have no control over.
Grandma was 93.
93.
93 years old. Still.
A lot of times we worry about stuff we have no control over. You can't control about somebody talking about you. You can't control that because they're gonna talk about you, whether you like it or not.
Even like stuff that happened in the past, it's in the past. About it. It's what you do now, moving forward, and how to change. To be better is what matters. Even if they stuck in the mindset of who you used to be, don't worry about that.
I ain't worried about that.
As long as you know who you are, and that you know that you changed from being who you used to be, that's all that matters. It shouldn't matter what they got to say, thinking about, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first thing I said is, you stuck on that? Like, that's ain't
you look past, man. We'll stay back there.
Morgan said, even the smallest circle of trusted friends matter. Exactly.
Yes.
Keisha said, poetry for me.
Poetry for me.
Yeah.
Poetry is good now.
It's for a lot of people. What was good? Marlo, what's up? He said when a person comes to want to talk, listen to them and hear them out instead of add your problems on them.
A lot of time people had their problem.
Yeah. Which, we all guilty of doing that. So I don't want nobody to feel ashamed and feel embarrassed. We all done that before. We human, bro. But as long as you learn from it, and communication and comprehension is a big thing when it comes to that. Because if you feel something, which a lot of us do this too, we might not say nothing to that person, when it comes to like, hey, you low key just added, your problems on the mind. When you real friends and family and stuff like that, y'all are able to have those uncomfortable conversations where you can be like, I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I told you what I was going through, but you kind of added problems on the mind or whatever. Now you got certain people that's gonna feel some type of way. You got some people that might feel the way at first, but they understand where you're coming from, and then they apologize. But, it's my fault. I ain't mean to do that. And it was like I was dismissing what you was going through and just threw what I was going through on top of yours. So I apologize for that. You gotta know how to have those uncomfortable conversations with people.
And that's the part that a lot of people don't want to have is those uncomfortable conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It said music helps my mind disconnect from the world, even if it's for a little bit.
Yeah. Cause I can listen to music and be dancing for hours. He seen me do it, like, or even if I'm just in the room just listening to music, I can literally do that all day if I want to.
All day, yeah. I can do that all day too.
Yeah. Or like gaming.
Obviously, music is a way to cope when you don't want to reach out for help. Yeah. Music, if you really pay attention to it, I ain't talking about that old satanic stuff, that old crazy music, stuff like that. But if you listen to a certain genre music, yeah. If you listen to it, it calms you. Certain music will calm you. Just like what I asked one time before on the podcast one time, I said, where's y'all love songs? This generation, where's the love song? We ain't have no love song. Where's the love songs? I'm talking about music that slows down and talks about love in them. Not all this sex and all this stuff, what they want to do. It just talks about love.
Like the people making them, it's not getting pushed like it should. But what Marlo say?
So I watch cartoons.
Hey, you don't know that.
Man, that's your feet though. That's right. I know. We all do at times.
And I know some people gonna be like, y'all watch cartoons, that's big, bro.
Or whatever.
We being ourselves. Just because you don't know how to be yourself, don't try to project on us. Maury said, absolutely, communication is nothing without comprehension. Facts. That's why I say it all the time. So
there's this. I find them LOL, but they aren't mainstream because it doesn't have all the extra in it.
Yeah, that much is true. When you do come across, it be them underground artists you gotta find. That's where it really be at for real. But
now a lot of music that y'all hear now, the love music and a lot of the love ballads, that was back in my era and before my era.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of time when y'all hear certain music, like from my era, that's why y'all attracted to it. You're drawn to it because it makes sense.
I ain't about that music back then. Your time period, before you be hitting. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be quick.
A lot of y'all don't know nothing about Luther Vandross, but if you listen to a lot of Luther Vandross music, you will see.
Mm-hmm. That's why they still popular to this day.
To this day.
In the decade.
Even I go to the rap side. I remember. But now, before I say this, one of Brandon's songs that he loved since he was small is a song, "Quiet Storm," Smokey Robinson.
I love this song.
Ever since he was small, because here on 101.3, it's the Big DM and stuff. And it will come on at 7:00, and that would be the first song. That's how it always come on. It comes on with that song because that was the name of that show at the time, Quiet Storm. And It was that and John Legend.
Yeah. Specifically, it's a song called Heaven.
Mm-hmm. Heaven's Only Knows. Music Soul Child's song called Love. It's literally a love song about love itself. People think it's about a person. It's not. It's right. Music is a bad boy. That's a bad boy.
Mm-hmm. You have to be careful what you listen to, too.
Music
Also.
remind me, and when I sing, it remind me of Cole off Martin.
We're going to get these comments out of the way first.
Yep, LOL usually go back to the 90s and early 2000s, my era. Ah, you too young to know about that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay, here we go. But my mama's era top here as well. Yes, back then, I'm telling you, back then, and I ain't bragging on our era, but our era music is totally different than now.
It's hugely different.
Rap songs, because that's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
We was riding one day, Brandon was about 7 years old, and Tupac was on. I said, 10 years from now, you will still hear this song.
Surely enough.
You still hear this song now. He's 27. You still hear that song. Y'all, not per se just y'all, but this era now, that song's popping right now. A month later, you don't hear it no more. But my era, they still playing to this very day. And a lot of songs that y'all think is original comes from somebody in my era or before me. They just sample it. I'm going.
Right here. No,
There we go.
Go down one more.
But my mama's era top tier. See, Randy's such an old school. So yeah, yo.
Yep.
Too young. Almost midlife crisis age. What is midlife crisis age for you? I hope you ain't finna say 30, 35, 40.
But a question, what would change in your life if you stop suffering in silence and start speaking your truth?
What would change?
Mm-hmm.
Your mind probably clearer.
Yeah. You have a glow to you. Yeah, your life is starting to change, You start to pick up some better habits.
Hold up. She said 32.
Don't worry.
Being like 32. Let me tell you something. I got 2 daughters that's older than you. 36 and 35. I'm over the half century mark. I'm 57. You know? Oh boy, hey, Mr. Chu. Hey, Mr. Bree Clark. That's another mama. Hey, mama. Hey. How Pastor Clark doing? Tell him I said hello.
What Keisha put before we move on to the next one. She said hello. We're gonna move on to the next comment.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Talking about midlife crisis. What?
Well, the other question I got is, how long can you carry what's breaking you before you finally let someone in?
Man, some people carry for almost for life, man.
Yeah.
That's what's scary. They carry for so long.
That's a scary feeling. Me personally, it's a lot that I can carry for so long, but then again, I'm like, I'm open about, talking about suicide and stuff like that. It's part of my life. I know there's more to me, but it's like what I deal with not only affects me, it affects everybody around me, including, my dad and stuff like that. So that's why I'm very open about it. But it do be times, like I said, I'm human, so I do this still, where I won't say nothing and won't let nobody know, which I'm working on stop doing that because I've seen that it's hurting them. So that's why I stopped doing it and trying to. Key said music in the 80s, 80 and 90s. I'm old AF. Y'all know my age was the best. Play the radio. Tape or CD.
Oh, that's see that. See that I'm talking about right there. Kid didn't know what the deal is right there. She know right there that now when you know anything about the radio, a tape, or a CD, okay. A lot of y'all don't even know nothing about no CD, especially a tape.
Bring up these key points after this last comment.
Okay. We're doing great. That's good. That's good, Mom.
So, key point I'm going to bring up is real courage isn't pretending to be okay. It's daring to speak when your voice is shaky. When your voice shakes and you able to speak and let that out, that's when the real courage kick in.
Then you break them chains off you. Like the song say, break every chain. You break them. That chain that's been holding you down and bounding you. You break that chain off.
Yeah, because some of this do be generational curses and stuff like that. You know, family don't speak up about things or don't want to and holding things in. Or, oh, I had to go through it, so you got to go through it, and you too young to
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
If you got the answers, let me know.
Anytime somebody say, I went through it, so you gotta go through it. No, I don't.
Like it's a lot of stuff that can be avoided. Like we get sometimes you have to go through stuff. That much is true. But it's a lot of stuff that can be avoided if they would just help. They have the answer, they just don't want to give it to you.
Yeah. No, I don't. Just because you were broke don't mean I gotta be broke.
Exactly.
Just because you didn't want to start no business don't mean I can't start a business.
Don't try to project that on me or
no
having a generational curse carry on.
Boy, I'll shut you out. It'll go in his ear and won't even go through. It just stay right there because it ain't even gonna enter into my brain.
I'm gonna say this before we read these comments because a lot of people have to grasp this and just know it's okay to do this. It's okay to cut your family off. You can love them from a distance, but it's okay to cut them off.
It's okay.
You feel a whole lot better. Friends too, but mainly family, because that's what really be hitting hardest the most. Keisha said, I know records, radio tapes, and CDs.
I'm going on to the next one.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, because of your mama. Nah, just play it. You probably do. You 32, so you probably do.
He said, I carry so much my whole life, but I do the work in myself every day, even if it's a little. Doing our own self-reflection helps us learn to love ourselves a little more. Right?
Yeah.
One thing, I've seen people do this too, but don't tell people they got to change or they need to do this and third, and you ain't trying to make no change to you.
Oh, I'm gonna get up and run out of here because I'll just get ready to say that.
Yeah, like
don't tell me to change.
You ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing it yourself.
You want to stay the same, but expect me to change.
What's that old saying? Do as I say, not as I do. No, if you're gonna tell me not to do something, then I should be able to look at you and see that you're changing yourself.
Mm-hmm. I'll be able to tell you what you gotta change. It's not like, because some people tell you it's like, oh, you doing this tick for tack. No.
Mm-mm.
If you're trying to help me, I'm genuinely trying to help you too, as your friend or your significant other, your family member, whatever. Good
talk. Thanks, Mom.
We appreciate that.
Yes, we try to do our best at this. One thing I always say, we may not be the best, but we do come with our own opinions at times too, because everybody got something to say. Everybody got opinions to say, and we thank you for that, Mr. Bree Clark.
Appreciate it.
Them some loving people right there. I met them when Pastor Brian. You were young then. But I met them. They're some great people.
We appreciate everybody.
Great people. I ain't joking either.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody coming through.
You talk about somebody that's gonna be straight up. They straight up. I still remember some of the stuff that she told me. I haven't forgot this stuff, Miss Clark. I ain't forgot this stuff. See, that's how you know somebody's genuine. When they say something to you and it's to help to better your life and change your life, it sticks with you.
But we thank everybody coming through, to the Smooth Talk podcast for real. like you said, we ain't the best at this, and we do topics that should be talked about more, or that's not talked about enough. And we thank y'all with our entire, I'm gonna say the bottom of our heart, with our entire heart.
I ain't that part.
Y'all could be doing anything else, but y'all here with us. We appreciate it, and we appreciate everybody commenting, sharing, liking, all that stuff, and especially the comments because, like I said before, you never know who is helping, and who it could potentially help. So that's why we advise people to come through and if you're comfortable, and continue to share. So, hey, we appreciate it. But this last point is breaking the silence is the first step towards healing, freedom, self-acceptance.
Breaking it?
Yeah, breaking the silence is the first step towards healing, freedom, and self-acceptance.
Yep.
Once you break it, you start to heal, you feel the freedom, you'll be able to accept and love yourself even more.
That's right.
And on that note,
and like you said earlier, speaking. Speaking. The healing begins when you speak. I know a lot of people don't believe in God. That's your opinion. That's your choice. But we do. And the thing about that is that talk to God. Be honest with Him. Just be honest with Him. Don't play around. Reach out to someone that you trust. And communication is the key. He said all the key things earlier. All the key parts. Speaking it, being honest, and communication. See, he said those three things. You tell him to say he knows stuff.
Well, we be on the same wavelength, so notes end up being the same. But we're gonna read this for you.
Yeah, that's why I ain't say none of my notes. It's about the same as deals. I learned everything, put notes out.
You said, I feel like someone who isolated myself my entire life, it was harder for me to know what needed to be changed through interaction with others. I realized what I don't like, what isn't healthy, and so on. Honestly, TikTok introduced me to self-awareness, healing, and so on. It be like that. Social media can help. It can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing, depending on what side you on and what you choose to consume and what you allow to not consume. That was a bar. Kitty said self-love and gradual and doesn't have a time limit. If we can break all the trauma we have went through, then that gets us to the next step of being a person, not only for other people, but most importantly ourselves. Yeah. Once you heal, which is gonna take time, don't feel like you gotta rush it. Don't make nobody try to rush your healing process and all that other stuff. Your healing journey is your healing journey. You got people with you that's gonna stick by you through the whole entire process, but don't rush it. Just because it could be somebody going through the same exact thing as you, but just because they may heal before you or a little bit after you or not at all, because some people don't want to. Don't focus on their healing journey. Focus on yours. You can be there for them, care about them, love them. Just don't rush it. But on that note, what you got coming up?
Y'all know, be right back at 6 o'clock, and we hope go get your sandwich and a little snack and come on back at 6 because we'll be talking about time is ticking.
Yep.
Time is ticking, y'all. It is ticking. So I'm not gonna say too much until at 6 o'clock. So y'all come on back at 6. Y'all say I got my shirt on. Doesn't matter to you until it affects you, and that's a true statement. It doesn't matter to you until it affects you. But let me see what is coming up. Oh, we don't start the open mic back up, so we're gonna start coming back on Thursdays. We might not be on this Thursday because I know they got some domestic violence visuals going on, and I try to make those right there because that is so important. Because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It's something serious, y'all. So if if we don't be on Thursday, we definitely be on next Thursday. But I'm planning on trying to be a part of that. I always try to be a part of that. I have friends that went through that, so I try to show my support with them. I try to show my support with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, come on back at 6. We're gonna be talking about time is ticking.
Yeah, so y'all make sure y'all get you something to eat, get you a drink, get you a snack. Come on back,
6 o'clock.
It's gonna be on both our pages. If you're not already following him, make sure you go follow him. But if not, you'll see it on my page. It'll pop up and all that on YouTube and Facebook. As far as like what I got coming up, y'all know me. I'll be quick to drop some videos, especially some funny ones. The dancing content is coming and all that. I'm in the process of looking into this clothing stuff. I know a lot of y'all want me to drop some new merch.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find some good quality, not only for myself, because I want to wear it too, but for y'all. So if y'all have any, good sources, please let me know. Shoot me a message or, shoot it to him and he'll let me know. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff we're working on and all that. It's a lot that we got coming up. If you ever want to be on the podcast, you want to have your own episode, or you want to be a part of, a specific topic, or want us to cover a specific topic, please let us know. You can hit us up on any social media platform if you have us on there, and let us know. We'll be sure to cover it. We don't mind having people come up and stuff like that, as long as there ain't nothing crazy.
Yeah.
As long as you ain't doing nothing crazy and disrespectful, then we cool. We still gonna have a day. We're gonna do this a couple of times, but we still gonna have a day where we have people come on and shout out your own business and stuff like that. It's for free. You ain't gotta pay us nothing unless you choose to do that. That's your choice. But we will have a day where y'all can promote, your business and all this other stuff. Where you stream, where you do music, you dance, you do art, whatever.
Gamer.
You're a gamer, all that. So yeah, be sure to come back for that. But we love y'all. We thank y'all. Make sure you heal, stay focused, stay positive, smile, and as always, be smooth with it. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.